There is nothing which is wrong with the country that a new government cannot fix. It is time for a new start, a fresh beginning, new direction, people-centered leadership. That's why Team Unity Dominica introduces the Clean Slate, a new political direction for the current political era. The Clean Slate, an idea built on new and progressive energies based on what is best for Dominica and Dominicans. The Clean Slate, the platform for a new and progressive political coalition. The Clean Slate, uniting the partisan colors with a message of renewal and hope.
A special good evening to everybody and Happy New Year. Special good evening to you, Sister Petra. Happy New Year to you. This is
Happy
our
New Year
first.
to you as well.
Uh,
Good night, everybody. Those who are viewing now and those who will view in the future.
yes, welcome on board the Team Unity Clean Slate program. This is the first program that we're doing in 2025. What a thing! We have made it to yet another year.
Yes,
Another
indeed.
a whole year for new things to achieve, new prospects, a brand new world to explore.
That's right. That's right. This year is the year of solutions. We are looking for solutions this year. We know what the problems, we know we saw them last year. And this year we are looking for solutions. And that's all we're doing this year, putting solutions to the problems so that we will have a better year than 2024.
Right, and as you know, Team Unity is a solution-oriented party. We are not a party in the traditional sense. We are movement, but for the business of politics, you have to be a party. So we are Team Unity Party. We believe in solutions for the problems that we see in Dominica. And this brings us to our topic. Before we even get into I just want to wish our students who have returned to school. I know one school, my alma mater, is not going back to school for now until they find a solution to their issues. Um, I'm not sure if you've been listening, Petra, but they're having some issues with the students in terms of location for them and the, the online learning. They're having issues with that. So it's a whole set of problems that the
Yeah.
guys Ministry of Education have to sort out. A bit late in my opinion for that. They had the
Yes.
entire Christmas holidays to have sorted this out. But notwithstanding this, they're going to get it going to get the students back in school in a comfortable setting. And I know that they're building a new school building. I welcome that, but at the same time, we have to find ways that our students won't get affected
Absolutely. Exactly.
while they're trying to get their self education. Not just last evening, I was at a particular place and I met a few students. I will tell you, I was at a barber shop and I met a whole set of young men getting ready to go back to school. And some guys, oh, I don't want to cut out all my hair. I don't want to. I have to. I want to leave some. I don't want to. I don't want to take out. No, 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 not too much. Not too much. I had to come out and tell guys, it's not about that. You don't want to have any reason to give this teacher or the principal a cause to have you go back home or fix it up. It's not style. You have to let's try and
Yeah.
fit in and focused on stay focused on your objectives. I mean, yes,
Is to
you
gain the
want to.
education. That's what you're really going for.
Yes, the girls might be a distraction for you everybody want to be with girls in high school, but at the same time, guys, no, stay focused, because you hear what they say, the boys are not as bright as the girls. So prove them wrong, stay focused on all your education, and try and represent for us in the future. So yeah, a nice interaction with them last evening. But
Oh,
yes,
that's nice.
this evening,
I think we need more mentors like you, our brother Charles.
well, I do challenge the challenges there for others to step up to the plate and not let our youths run along the wayside.
Slip through.
As
I know,
because
slip through the cracks.
there's a lot of potential for growth within the communities. But yes, our program tonight, we once again we present a problem and solution in solid waste disposal and fire and ambulance services.
Yes, it's
We
both
hear
long-term and short-term solutions. So things you can do right away and things you can do in the coming time. So we have long-term and short-term solution for the problems that we're about to speak about tonight. So, and everybody can do it. The solutions is not for just the government to do. The solution that we present, everybody can take part in that solution.
And while we're at it, I just want to give credit to the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, who have been doing a tremendous job, albeit with the limited resources that they have been allotted. I know the guys over there work very hard and they are dedicated to the task. I recognize man like Davidson Dede Charles when he'll be at the back of the truck, and he'll, especially in the festive times, and he'll be dancing away. He'll be happy to pick up the garbage, and you know, doing it with pride, doing it with
Yeah,
pride. But we'd like to see them get more resources to do their work. We're not saying that we'll have automated trucks that you don't going to need anybody to pick up the garbage. If we're able to get the community to the country to that standard where everybody really can drive a truck on his own and go to a community and pick up garbage without needing any additional assistance, so be it. But
yeah.
for the time being, what the program that they put in place, I noticed that in one of the schools in the north, they have implemented a recycling program. And probably, Petra, before we even go on, we should share that program with our
With the
viewers.
audience. Yes.
Okay, on cover. Yes. Okay, no, water this way. Water this way. Leave it out.
So yes, Petra, in this video, we see the students going through the garbage and sorting them out and getting them ready for solid waste to pick up. And this ties into exactly into our vision and our planned solution for our solid
Yeah.
waste disposal issue.
Yes.
Separating
One of the ways that your garbage, yes, have for plastics, for papers, for food,
composting,
clean.
composting.
Yes, I know everybody like to put everything in one place, but we would have, not solve altogether, but eliminate some of the unnecessary trash that goes to the landfill.
We have to get our society in a mode where we away from the previous mold where we would you open the tin of Vienna sausage, you put that in and get that ready for your cooking, and it's throw that down in the bush somewhere.
I know.
That's not going to rot for another couple of years,
Yeah,
and that's not
years.
adding any value to our soil. And we are the nature island. So we have to find ways to
Yeah.
preserve and get our place tidy, keep it tidy, and be able to manage the resources, the garbage resources that we try to dispose of.
Yes, one of the ways I saw they also do here, they collect the bottles, the plastic bottles, and they has a machine that compress the bottles together, and then they
Mhm.
bundle the bottles and they ship it out to places that recycle plastic bottles. So they also make some. Every Saturday, I see them doing here. You bring all your plastic bottles, and they take it, they compress it, and they ship it out. So you could also make money by doing so.
So now this is something that is practiced internationally in terms of the recycling. So a part of our mantra or vision would be to set up at least one recycling plant, which would be fully funded by the government and managed by the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation. So they
Yeah,
will be, we would be able to start recycling here on island. I noticed that there are guys who are also into the recycling of metals. Metals take a lot of space in
yeah,
the in the in the landfill. However, we may not be able to do it initially, but what is practiced now, where they cut it up and they work with the regional counterparts who do the recycling of metals, uh, and get that out there so that they could be reused and be
yes,
used for manufacturing with the recycled material.
yeah. I also remember Mr. Wade, Portsmouth Wade.
Yes, yes,
Yes, he used to take a lot of those and go to Trinidad with them.
right.
So there are other sister countries that are a little more advanced that we could partner with to manage that situation. So it's just working together as a team in the Caribbean to see if how we can help each other to manage that situation with when come to waste management.
And there's also Mr. Dyer who does the compacting of metals. He does that down into the industrial estate site in Kinfield. So whether it be an old car or something, we compress them into cubes, and then that is shipped out, and the guys are able to use it in the recycling process. We have one of the perfect countries in the world who is our sister country who would be perfectly placed to assist us in the recycling first, because China is one of the biggest economies in the world who are
Yeah.
into recycling. So
Yes, they are.
we can work with them to get that
Yeah.
going. Get
It's
that
just
going.
putting policies. The thing about these things, you have to have the policies in place, and the people cannot create the policies on their own, and that's why you need a government who can see beyond just now and to create these types of policies to help people to manage waste properly. So we're not just telling people, hey, just do it and do it on your own. No, we are here to tell people, hey, there's a solution.
Let's do it
We as
together.
a government can get it done because we can create the policies and we can create the connection with other countries to have that waste be transported out of Dominica once it's being done properly, once it's being separated. And we have different days for different pickups. So you have bottle pickups probably on a Wednesday in one area, on a Tuesday in another area, and you have all your bottle, dealt with on a particular day. So solid waste would have its day scheduled for each time they do in a different or if they have the capacity to do everything at the same time, that they can do it. But there is a means to get it out. It's just we're not just going to just have it then and just pile it up in Dominica. Like we like to like before we would start stuff and then never get it to completion, and we just have it stuck up in one area, taking up more space. That's not what we want to do as a government. We as Team Unity, we want to create a policy to help reduce waste and manage waste at the same time. That waste would not be parts, our landfill will not be overfilled with plastics, because we know plastic don't deteriorate quickly. We know
That's
for a
correct.
fact that plastic don't deteriorate quickly. And so the best way to do it is to, if our sister country is already doing it, to put things in place to get it out, to have them do it. Because as you say earlier on, we are the nature island, and we cannot promote nature. And then when the tourists come to Dominica, there's all this all over the place. It does not reflect what we are promoting. So we as the citizens have to play our part. We have to be willing to play our part. Yes, the government have to play their part, but we as citizens have to be willing to play our part. And in, well, when we're choosing a government, we should choose a government who wants to play that part to help us eliminate this type of problems, not by just looks, but by policies that we can put in place to eliminate some of the problems we are facing in Dominica.
So Petra, we're talking about garbage, we also have to remember some of the large volume producing garbage that we have. So we talk about plastic bottles. Now there was a law passed in Parliament some time ago where we banned single use plastics. Um,
Yeah,
and and it was touted internationally that this island is banned plastics on the island. But look
yeah,
at the end result right now. We still have so many plastic bottles, plastic this, plastic that, all over the place. Credit and kudos to the Solid Waste Corporation and I think it's the RDPS school, the Roosevelt Douglas
yeah.
Primary School, for
Mhm.
that's who we saw in that video there, for pushing that agenda forward, so we can start the process of educating our young people, start from small,
That
the early stages, to get them to get into sorting garbage. And that is the direction we have to go. But another key thing that we have to look at, Petra, tires. We use so many tires on island.
yeah,
thank you to the Robinsons for bringing this business where they do the retreading of tires in Dominica. But this is another area that we can definitely, you know how much space tires take in the landfill.
Landfill.
So much,
Yes, a
so much,
lot.
right? So much to say that right now they're charging an additional fee for disposing of tires.
You
That is
must.
so,
And you
that
have
is
to
so
think about it that
it costs them
and
more.
then you have to preserve, Remember, we have to think about the mosquitoes, the breeding ground of
Yep,
mosquitoes.
yep,
When it rains, so
yep. They
they
have to
have
cut.
to they have to constantly be using, yes, things to control breeding of mosquitoes. So even if you just put the tire there, yes, you will, but they have to buy the what's the
The
name of
machines to cut it
the
up.
poison that they use?
They have to get the machines to cut up those tires and then look to export them because this rubber is not going to melt. What they have
Yeah,
been doing, and if you know how tires burn, now and again they tried burning tires and you saw the end result. The never ending fire that
you see
does
the
not.
smoke. Yes, and then it affects the people in the close proximity of the landfill. I remember being
Composing
in college and we had to
fire.
leave.
Hmm,
They
hmm.
had to close the school because it's crazy. The scent and the smoke, that black smoke, is you couldn't inhale, and people that have respiratory problems were suffering from that. It was just really crazy. So even if that is one of the ways to reduce, but it's not really it's not safe for people health to be burning the tires, so we have to look for other ways that does not affect people health. And one of the ways, as you rightly say, is cutting up the tires and having them ship out, because we don't have the machinery um to grind. It's like the powder. Yes. So that's things we could look into to see if we could have it done that way as well.
So in one of those countries, some a new technology that's been developed is using used tires and they crush it up and they use it in the resurfacing of roads. So that is something that
Yes.
can be looked into
We could
in the
look
future.
into and see how best it fits us in Dominica, and if it's good for our type of our terrain,
Or
our
terrain,
weather, and yeah. So we have bright people to look into these matters, because Dominica is full of resourceful persons. I saw a lot of our human resources are leaving our island, and I think if we put things in place to keep our brains in Dominica, they will stay, because there will be job for them. So it also creates employment when you go out of the box and think out of the box of ways that we can manage waste. It creates an employment for someone. We could send people to study these fields to come back and make sure our waste on the island is minimized, and bring in some revenue as well. So
these are all ways that we can use to develop our country and and get and get better.
definitely. And this is why we at Team Unity, we will look at solutions to problem. We don't just look at problems. We look at ways that we can solve this problem, because that is what that will help us develop and trust in our citizens, because they know when we face with a problem, we're going to look for the solution to make their life better. And that is why we are here, to work with the people and to make the people know that we are willing to ensure that your problems are solved. So, Team
And
Unity,
Petra, we probably should share with our audience, as you were suggesting before we came live, a solution for the transportation issue for the garbage that we have. Because right now we having a shortage of the trucks to pick up the garbage. What would be a solution, that easy solution that you see?
yeah, it's the solution. So if you're in the village of any village and you have a truck, one of the ways that you can help with transporting the garbage to the landfill, you could tell the villagers, hey, I am Saturday, I am picking up garbage. It's $5 per household and one bin per household. So you have your bin, you have your $5 when I pass, and all garbage should be in garbage bags. We're not picking up garbage that is loose. All garbage should be in the garbage bag. And so we have one garbage bag, one household, one $5. And then you pick it up if it's every Saturday you want to do it, or if you have two trucks that go Wednesday and one go Saturday, however you prefer. And then you drop it to the landfill. I can guarantee you, when we see problems, we have to think of solution, and people have to get creative. We have to get creative on how we can use some of the problems to bring in and generate an income. I'm not saying that the government should not have trucks to do this, but right now we have the issue. So this is the solution to the issue. If you have a truck out there in your village and you're not working, because one of those times, you remember not so long ago, Brother Carlos, the trucks was making demonstrating
Them,
that they're not making work. Now,
yes,
this is employment, people. This is employment. Don't say Petra never give you an ID. You have an employment ID now. You have the truck, you're not using your truck. $5 per household, one black garbage bag per household. $5 on Saturday, and people bring your garbage out. Do not leave your garbage out in the yard for the dogs and the fowls to make the community look untidy. Patronize with the people of the truck, work together, and the village councils can even get on board and put that together. So this is an immediate solution. And then, as we spoke about, we have the long-term solution. But this would be an immediate solution for Saturday coming.
right. So that's an idea. Free for anybody to use. We're not charging for it.
I know.
Team Unity is a solution-oriented entity. The government is not doing their work. Let us not sit down on our hands and say government not working. Let us see if we can keep our country clean, and
Clean.
let us work with. As you can see, solid waste is doing what they can.
Yes.
While we cannot, while we don't have a good team in place to fix the country, here's a solution. There's something that can be done. But when you put team unity in place,
We
we
will put
will
things in place.
in
That's
place
right.
manage our country's waste issues.
Exactly.
There's so many environmental tax being collected at the customs department, and that is not
Mhm.
being moved up.
Utilized. It's
So,
not being utilized the way that it should. So
so these are all opportunities for us to, as once you look into a lot of the areas where a lot of spending wastage is being done, we can put some money into the waste management of the country, while at the same time move the country in a direction where we manage our waste properly. And we have to start looking to condemning that Fukule landfill, and
exactly.
look into
Other
setting up things
areas, yes, that we could put this land
somewhere else away from the group. Work with
civilization.
work with the people, do a proper land use policy for the country, and manage our waste properly.
And you know what's very strange about it, for Charles, is our cruise ship is directly beneath our port. Is directly beneath our landfill. And I work on the port for 14 years in Dominica. I'm not asking. I am a Dominican, even if I'm not staying there now, residing right now. I am a Dominican. I work on port for 14 years. So I'm not asking that question. There are days when the workers cannot even stay outside because, and imagine when tourist boat is in and this landfill is misbehaving upstairs, and you're a tourist and you come in the country and the first cent you take
It's
is the
garbage
landfill,
in the
but
aisle.
yet still
for
you
free.
come to the nature aisle where fresh air and you don't understand what we're promoting something, but when the tourists come, they're not seeing what we're promoting right in the ports there. So we need to find a way to move this landfill, and Team Unity will work on that. We already using our brains and figuring out ways that, what's the best area we could relocate the landfill. And so we know it's an issue, and we're looking into that issue as well. So not only are we looking for now, but we're looking for long-term solution for that. I know the people in Fokole and Canefield and what's the up what the colleges?
What you're talking about stock farm?
Stock Farm, yes, Stock Farm. They'll be happy for relocation of the landfill so that they can at least live some of their life breathing fresh air. So
Right. No, no, that is one thing. It's all well and good that we say we want to relocate it, but we got to move it to somewhere else. Where do we want to
yeah,
relocate to? And all this, you have to come up with a proper land use policy for the country. What would go where?
exactly.
You work with your technocrats in various departments, where
Sectors.
the,
Yeah.
the, the people in land and service, the people in the tourist industry, and let us come up with proper solutions. I mean, yes, we on the spur moment we have ideas. For sure, we have to build a proper waste management complex. The
Yes.
location is something that will be up for discussion. It cannot be close to a port of entry.
Yeah.
certainly,
Definitely.
certainly can be close to a port of entry, and we have to deal with it appropriately. But all this and more, we will discuss and present to the country at the appropriate time. But these are some of the
That's right.
ideas that we have initially to have solutions for that problem. In the second half of our discussion, we're going to deal with the fire and ambulance service. But this is a
Yes,
serious
definitely.
problem, and this is something that we have to deal with. Stick with us. We will be right back.
There is nothing which is wrong with the country that a new government cannot fix. It is time for a new start, a fresh beginning, new direction, people-centered leadership. That's why Team Unity Dominica introduces the Clean Slate, a new political direction for the current political era. The Clean Slate, an idea built on new and progressive energies based on what is best for Dominica and Dominicans. The Clean Slate, the platform for a new and progressive political coalition. The Clean Slate, uniting the partisan colors with a message of renewal and hope.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for staying with us, and thanks for taking out your time. We know today's Tuesday and you may want to do something else, but we thank you for just listening to us about our solutions for Dominica.
In this half, we're going to talk about the fire and ambulance services. What exists now, and what we would like to see happen differently. Petra?
Yes. So right now we are aware we're seeing a lot of accidents in Dominica, and one of the things persons are very concerned about is the number of ambulance services that are available throughout the country, and the distance there. And not only that, another thing is that they are not most times they are not trained individual on the ambulance. They are firemen. Now last week someone said that they separate the two, so they have the ambulance services personnel, and then they have the fire men that deal with just the fires, which is good. But we definitely need to have trained paramedics on the ambulance. We definitely need that. So we need to look into ways that we can train young individuals in our country um, for that type of employment, because it's just crazy, in my opinion, to have an ambulance and no trained person staff, because anything can happen to the patient. So you need somebody who knows, who can act quickly to save a life. So what are one of the ways, Brother Charles, that we could deal with this issue?
First, excuse me. First of all, we have to look at one, decentralizing a lot of these services. We have an ambulance, fire and ambulance service in Portsmouth. We have one in Roseau. That's it. We have at the various airports, and in the smaller villages, there are little to no fire and ambulance service, or it is left to a rented house, which is not outfitted for that purpose. We, we,
Yeah,
we, we also have a lot, the shortage of equipment for the departments. It is much too high. Uh, 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 how much was a vehicle to carry somebody's children to school every day? 200,000, 100 and something thousand. That money could have purchased a few ambulances, for example. And I'm not sure we fully retrofitted, but we also have a very good working relationship with the people from the Republic of China. Let us work with them.
definitely.
They have their technologies are far ahead of many other countries. I mean, maybe on par with a lot of the standards that is acceptable globally.
Yes,
They, we thank them for a lot of the work that they continue to do for our country. But these are an area that we can target into saving lives. The first, the first moments when there's an accident and you want to save, if you want to get somebody to better health care, it is very critical, and this needs to be given
top
serious
priority.
attention. So we need to
Yes,
have more ambulances properly equipped,
one,
and we also need to have proper facilities for the fire and ambulance persons. The additional point I want to add to that is training for the persons
definitely.
who are on the ambulances, paramedics, and not just a fireman that the PALREP sent to get a job.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, phew, that's people life we're talking about, eh? That's people life. That's life and death most times, situations. And we don't play these things because it's not our family that most times are not in the accident. But when it hit home, and you lost a family that you member that you think, had it been a professional on this ambulance, that the life of that family member could have been spared, then you look at it in a whole different way. I think one of the reason why people play a blind eye, because the issue has not hit home as yet, and so they play a blind eye to it. But let us not be that way, Dominica. We were never that type of people, and we Team Unity is calling for us now to not be that type of person. Always think about your neighbor. Think about what is best for your neighbor, not because it haven't hit home. And we really need to upgrade our ambulance services in Dominica. I am so sorry. Like, can you imagine if you're in Capuchin, where I from, and something happened to me, and you have to wait for the ambulance because it went to Dubla and drops and pick up somebody to come to Portsmouth. There is only one. And there are several times it happened while I was in the hospital. At times, people call and say, and they say, the ambulance out, it went to Dublin to pick up somebody, so you have to wait. I was in the hospital around 3 times
Petra.
when that situation occurred. And it just grieved me. Like, we need to do better than that. Portsmouth covers, Portsmouth cover from Capuchin to Dublin and up to Calibishi, I think. I'm not sure if they reach Woodford, but I know they for sure Calibishi. And then we have Penville. And we
Petra.
have one ambulance to service that whole area.
I'm
The
going to
whole
give.
area.
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you reality on the reality on the ground. There's a fire station in Portsmouth, Marigot, St. Joseph, Grand Bay, and Roseau, whereas Lapland and Cassibus have ambulance stations. There is no fire coverage in the southeast. None.
Wow.
Non-existent. An accident a few months back in the north of Portsmouth. The Portsmouth ambulance is in town. Marigot ambulance is in town. The St. Joseph ambulance is not available. What do you think was done? They transported the patient to the hospital on the police van, at the back of the police van. Tell
We
me,
need to do better than that.
tell me that we're taking care of our people when this is the kind of love that we show to our people. We have to look at
We need to do better than that.
decentralizing
Yes.
the services. We have to equip the firemen. We have to make sure that we put training for, especially if our lovely sister island of China agrees to help Dominica with that, and we outfitted with the latest technologies in order to save our people's lives. God forbid something happens to them. The training has to be continuous, so our people
Exactly.
are always abreast with the new trends, the new technologies that are available for them to be able to save lives. Our firemen need to be given
Training.
mandatory fitness
Training.
test. Fitness
Yes,
test.
definitely
It's not just,
fitness training. We
it's
need
not
fitness training too.
it's not just be a fireman and you sit down playing dominoes and cooking food all day and waiting for the bell to ring. No, you need to be ready to get up at the moment's notice to save
They should
somebody.
have a program
And I,
in place.
and I remember the friend. Well, I don't want that be going into the health sector, and this is not what we're dealing with tonight. Benz, a sister of ours from Benz, she made her child on the ambulance on the way to the hospital. God forbid something happened with the umbilical cord going around the child's neck while she was giving birth. That child would not be the wonderful person that the child is today.
Exactly.
That
Because
child was born on
training.
the way to the hospital.
I remember in our village, back when I was younger, in my teens, Clifton Health Center, the midwife was always available. Once or the midwife for pregnancy was always available night or day, even if she stayed at her home. She made sure that when you feel any pain, you could reach out to her from her home, and she would accompany you on the ambulance in case you go into labor or you go into labor and something happened, because she knows that the risk is very high. So she ensured that she was always available, and you could call her anytime. And I think we need to go back to that. You need, I don't know how many times we're going to have to say that. We need to put professionals where it's needed. We need to put trained professionals where it's needed. And this is just one of the critical areas that I think that we should work on immediately. The ambulance services, with all that accident that is happening in Dominica. I even remember, I'm not sure what happened to the young guy in Portsmouth. I think forklift had rolled over.
Petra, Sure.
A
This,
lot of people were putting on the MO news that this could be avoided. This could be
yes, it could
avoided.
have been
This could be
avoided.
avoided.
It could have been
And
avoided.
so the cry of the people, we should be listening to the cry of the people. And I think what is happening now, people are not taking people other pain into consideration. That's why we are saying you need people who care for people to lead you, people who have empathy, people who know. I hear people say that they can fly their children out in case of an emergency. Everybody in the country is not privileged to fly their children out or to fly a family member out of the country. Some of them actually have to stay there and work with what they have. So we as leaders have to ensure that we put the interests of our people first. And I think we really need to rise up as a people and demand better. We need to demand better. And when it's time for election, we need you, the people, to put in people who will take care of you. Don't just look
No,
about looks and about who have the best clothes and who can wear the most expensive this and that. Look for people who have your interests at heart. And that is where team unity comes in.
no. Let's not forget that our firemen and women, we love you guys. We're appreciative of the work that you do, albeit with the limited resources that you are afforded. Your truck breaking down, bus breaking down. You have to take part from one to put on another. Yes, all these things happen, and they try to make things work with the limited resources that they have.
And we
The-
have to say kudos to them.
yes, we also have to think of their mental health. They have to
That's
think of
right.
mental health. People don't take that seriously, but mental health is a very serious thing. I would just like to big up the people who are in the sector, both locally and I have to big up
You know,
my
we have
my.
to big up Dr. Triffy
I
because
can't.
he's there every
Cannot.
week giving her knowledge for free.
Yes. And today is her
And
birthday,
Sister
by the way.
Dominica,
Today is her birthday, by the way. Happy birthday,
yeah.
Auntie. Wherever you are, if you're having fun, I hope you enjoy yourself. And she looks like she
And she
aging
also
fast.
puts out, and she have been doing her contribution as well. She also puts out where a free service that she is giving. So if you need that type of one-on-one speaking to somebody that do not understand, because I don't understand that type of work, but she have it on her page, check her out, and you can book a session with her for free. And
Well,
so she's doing her part even by being in the United States.
yeah, so Petra, my point is these men and women with the limited resources that they have and they try to make things work, they're under immense pressure. We have to look at
Yes,
their mental health, and we have to make sure that things are okay with them mentally. Because yes, we want firemen to work and women to work. Yes, we want them to perform better. We have to provide them with the tools and the
the
information that they
equipment.
need
Yeah,
the equipment that they need to work. But we also have to remember that these people, they see a lot of traumatic things every day.
that's
It's
right.
not it's not just an old lady calling to save her cat from that climb up in a tree, and you come with the ladder to go and save that cat. You're talking about a forklift falling on somebody's head, and
Yes,
they have to see those things.
yes,
You
they
know,
do.
you're talking about a guy, one of our bikers who decides he's not riding with his helmet, and he run into a wall, and they have to see that person, a car
Yeah,
who's crushed by a truck, and
yes,
they have to come and with no jaws of life to cut that person out of that car,
to try their best to make sure. Oh
save
gosh,
your life. So yes,
and
we love you guys.
traumas.
Thank you for doing the work that you're doing, but you have to provide them with the tools that they need to work effectively.
Yes, and we'll definitely, because we'll cover all the sectors of it. As you say, we'll look into the equipment, we will look into the training program, but we also look for the mental state. And another thing that we'll look at is the pay. We have to
Ah,
ensure that
they
the
are
people are being paid
properly compensated,
properly for the service that they're giving.
so
Yes,
that
everybody
they will not want to run overseas
exactly to get
because
$2 extra in our sister country because they feel to themselves what they're giving, we do not appreciate them in Dominica. So we also will look at the pay the last time a raise was given to that department. And so you have to be all you cannot just take from people, you have to give people something back too. You have to give people things. You have to let people feel that they appreciate it. And one of the ways people feel appreciated is when you increase their pay. So we have to put things in place for our people to make sure that they get the job done, but they themselves are taken care of mentally, physically, financially.
thank you for that, Petra. So yes, that is indeed an important aspect of the whole exercise. I see M will put out a post talking about we're losing our people. Yes, we are losing
Yeah,
our
we're
people.
using our brains. We
Yes.
want our brains to come back to Dominica.
Interestingly, I met a policeman last week, and I say, officer boy, long I don't see you, boy. Where they have you, boy? They have your mongrels hiding, man. You know, come out, what happened in? See, but my brother, 4 years I not Dominica. I check it, what? 4 years? I working in one, I wouldn't say where he's working. I don't want anybody to get any ideas. But he's not on island, and he has
Yes,
moved into similar job on another island where he's making more
and
money.
getting better paid.
Every day, other countries are offering our people better paying jobs. We have to look
And better
into
working, but better
conditions.
working environment.
Right. So we have to look into those things as well. Get the place on a proper level, proper standard, so that our people will be happy to work and be happy to serve their people because they
The
love their
public.
country. They love their
That's right.
country, and I don't think there's anyone who wants to leave Dominica and not come back willingly if the place is at a standard where they could be living comfortably, they could be able to eat, provide for their family, and develop themselves.
Yeah, I think yes. These are some of the things that as a government, we will look into to make sure the cost of living is good for people to return, and to make sure that the people working will be able to get a good pay at the end of the month. And so with that being said, we hope that with the information that we give tonight, people will start thinking about ways that they can help and ways that they can promote positivity in Dominica, because for some time we've been going through some negativity, but Team Unity is there to provide some positivity. We have solutions to the problems, and we just calling on Dominicans to work with us so that to ensure that these solutions can be implemented, but it can only be implemented when Team Unity comes into office. So Dominicans, the choice is yours. If you love what you're getting, we cannot force you about it. But if you want something new, if you want something clean, if you want to start on a clean slate, that's where Team Unity comes in. So we thank you for your time. We don't want to go take too much of your time. We know we asked for an hour, and so we want to stay within the hour. So we really want to thank you for just listening to us and participating in the conversation. And if you have any other solution, please feel free to leave your comments below. And if you want to work with us, feel free to reach out to us. Brother Carlos there will put that in the link below, where how and you can reach out to us to be part of that great team. A team that is looking to bring Dominica to the next level.
While we're on this, I just want to give thanks to the viewers who paid attention to our program today. I see we had some comments from viewer Uchens later. We have Oliver later, Anelta Robin. Thank you for watching. I also know of some friends in the Portsmouth area, Zikap area, in Calabishi area, look at persons in the USA, persons all over who are looking at our program. Thank you for watching. Those who are looking at it live and those who will look at the replay. Thank you for viewing Team Unity Clean Slate program. We look forward to engaging with you at the next opportunity. And thank you for watching. See you when we get back. We're here every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Special good evening to all other members of our team. I know they're looking. I know they're going to give us, yes, Petra, Carlos, you did it. Yes, we're trying our best to represent for our team. And of course, our Professor Bruno, who's always cheering us on with every step of the way. Thank you for watching, and we do hope that you could join us at the next appointed time. Petra, a good one.
Yes.
There is nothing which is wrong with the country that a new government cannot fix. It is time for a new start, a fresh beginning, new direction, people-centered leadership. That's why Team Unity Dominica introduces the Clean Slate, a new political direction for the current political era. The Clean Slate, an idea built on new and progressive energies based on what is best for Dominica and Dominicans. The Clean Slate, the platform for a new and progressive political coalition. The Clean Slate, uniting the partisan colors with a message of renewal and hope.